So good morning to everybody joining us on the second day of the first weekend of the West District Short Course Championships this season. We had a very good day yesterday with lots of juniors going home very pleased with times that they had achieved. Looking forward to the same again today. So welcome to everybody joining us on live stream and those of you joining us in the venue, to swimmers, team managers, coaches and all of our volunteers. You can see that the officials are now on poolside. We thank you very much to all of our volunteers assisting us with the running of the meet this weekend. My name is Jackie Smith and I'm joined this morning, but for the rest of the day, by Magnus Morris. We'll be leading you through the programme this morning. Before we get started, I'll introduce our senior officials. Our referees this morning are Hazel Hastings and Jennifer Neal, and our starters are Ross Stewart and Robert Fleming. So we will get started just shortly. We'll kick off with the 400 metre IM, with the boys first and then the turn of the girls. So event 301 to start. And we'll have 3 heats of the 400 IM for the boys and then the girls. 3 heats again before moving on to the freestyle. This morning's session is due to finish around 11:15, I think. No, it must be earlier, that at 10:45, I beg your pardon. The warm-up this afternoon for the session 4, it's wrong to say this afternoon. Session 4, the warm-up will start at 11 a.m. and we'll be back online for those of you joining us for live streaming this afternoon at around 11:25 for session 4. During the course of the morning, the results will be read out, but also posted around the venue, and swimmers are reminded to collect their medals before they leave the venue today. The medals table is at the top end of the competition pool next to the racetrack. So we're just getting ready to start our first heat of the morning. So this is event 301, 15 and over boys 400 metre IM. This is heat 1, lane 3, Luca Chisholm, Ren 96. 4, lane 4, Joe Carty, City of Glasgow. 5, Alex Cumming, Bells Hill Sharks. 6, Lucas Craw, Rutherglen. So 400 IM, 16 lengths. And taking a very early lead is Joe Carty, 32.99, Lucas Craw, Alex Cumming, Luca Chisholm. Long way to go, however. And the boys need to ensure that they're pacing this correctly. But it is Joe who just has the advantage as the boys come into the turn there. So the entry times here, we're looking at 5:36 through to 5:50. As I said yesterday, a lot of the juniors went home with smiles on their faces, with very good times as a result of their racing. And I'm sure the seniors will be looking forward to that today. So the boys now transition into the backstroke. Joe Carty continues to lead the field, 1:12.28 there after the first 100 metres. Bales Hill Shark swimmer Alex Cumming in second. And Rutherglen's Lucas Craw in third. So Joe has the fastest entry time for this morning's heat. So not unsurprisingly that we see him leading the field, turning there 1:53.29. Really not much between Alex and Lucas there at the turn. 1:57.63, 1:57.80. It looks like Lucas just has the advantage over Alex now as they come into the last turn for their backstroke. Joe looking very comfortable out there in the lead. And he's going to transition into the breaststroke. Lucas Craw following in behind him. So it's Joe Carty, Lucas Craw, Alex Cumming. Luca Chisholm still has them in his sights. Joe's looking very strong there with his breaststroke. Lucas has at a body and a half length advantage now over Alex. And Joe turns there halfway through the breaststroke, 50 metres done, 50 metres still to go. Lucas Craw gaining ground on him now and moving away from Alex Cumming as Joe continues to lead the field into the final turn of his breaststroke. So Alex beginning to close the gap between himself and Lucas now as they come into the turn and transition into freestyle. There's Joe, 4:10.09, so he's looking for a time under 5:36.52 this morning. All four boys have now transitioned into the freestyle, last 100 metres of this 400-metre medley for them this morning. So Joe's still continuing to lead this field, has done so from the start of this race, improving. Lucas Craw turns, he's beginning to close the gap between himself and Joe Carty now. What can he do? Joe turns. Lucas is right on his toes. He needs to keep this going if he's going to catch Joe Carty. I think Joe's going to keep him at bay, however, as Joe comes in to take this race this morning, doing so in a time of 5:24.74, 5:26.53 for Lucas. As Alex and Luca come in to finish their races this morning. I think disqualification in lane 6 for a technical infraction. And the results there, Joe Carty, Alex Cumming, Luca Chisholm, 1, 2 and 3. And we move on to Heat 2 in Lane 0, Claversing, Scotia. 1, Caleb Geddes, Bells Hill Sharks. 2, Dylan McShane, City of Glasgow. 3, Jake Ferguson, Grangemouth. 4, Fraser McIntosh, East Kilbride. 5, Dean Bugatti, Hamilton Bath. 6, Jude Mowbray, City of Glasgow. 7, Cameron Hamill, North Ayrshire. 8, Reuben Pearson, Bells Hill Sharks. And 9, Aidan Nixon, also Bells Hill Sharks. So after the first 50, it's the Hamilton Bath swimmer Dean Bugatti leading the field, 31.24 there at the turn. Fraser McIntosh turning second and behind him, but Jude Mowbray had a good turn. Mowbray, I beg your pardon, had a good turn there, and he's now up in second place ahead of Fraser McIntosh. So keep an eye on Caleb Geddes over there in lane 1. He's up in, looks to me like he's in third place, having overtaken Fraser McIntosh. It is still Dean Bugatti as the boys transition into the backstroke. So, Dean Bugatti, Jude Mowbray, Fraser McIntosh, 1, 2, and 3. But I think Caleb Geddes certainly was probably third going into the turn there. But the board's not updated yet to give me the time. As Dean Bugatti continues to lead the field, but Jude Mowbray is making up ground on him. And it is the Bells Hill Sharks swimmer Caleb Geddes who is in third place at the moment. But Fraser McIntosh really coming back now. And he's turned in third place, just ahead of Caleb Geddes. So it is still Dean Bugatti, Jude Mowbray, Fraser McIntosh. As the boys go into the final turn of their backstroke, but Jude has really come on right up with Dean Bugatti now. Fraser McIntosh right up alongside him as well. In fact, Fraser, I think, now has the advantage, although Caleb looks like he's also well up there and may well just have the advantage. Let's see what's happening going into the turn now. Fraser McIntosh first, Jake Ferguson second, Caleb Geddes third. Let's see what the boys can do with their breaststroke. Watch Fraser, he's now taken the lead, using his breaststroke to his advantage. Moving smoothly through the water there, he turns first. Can Dean Bugatti respond to this challenge? Fraser looks like he's moving away. Caleb Geddes still up there alongside Jake Ferguson as well. Dylan McShane. I beg your pardon, Jake Ferguson. Get himself up into third place now, in behind Dean Bugatti. Look at Fraser McIntosh go, the East Kilbride swimmer. Really looking comfortable out there with his breaststroke. Doesn't appear at this stage that there's much that Dean Bugatti and Jake Ferguson can do about this. It will be Fraser McIntosh who will turn first at the end of the breaststroke section, moving into the freestyle. Turns first, 3:49.01 for Fraser. Dean Bugatti will turn second, Jake Ferguson third, as the boys all transition into the final 100 metres, the freestyle element of this IM this morning. Fraser McIntosh, can he be caught? Fairly comfortable there, moving through the water. Dean Bugatti still in second, Jake Ferguson third. I think this is all going to be about second and third place here. Fraser McIntosh for 23.91. His entry time this morning, 5:04.99. Dean Bugatti, Jake Ferguson. Can Jake close the gap between himself and Dean Bugatti, or can Dean hold him off? Dean swimming strongly there. Looks like he's moving away a little from Jake as Fraser has timed for the final time and is heading for home. Dean Bugatti's now Heading for home, as is Jake Ferguson. I think your 1, 2, and 3, as Fraser finishes, will be Fraser McIntosh, Dean Bagatti, Jake Ferguson. For 48.52 for Fraser against an entry time of 5:04.99. Dean Bagatti, 5:06.03. He'll be pleased with that this morning. And Jakes Ferguson, 5:08.72. All boys have all smashed their entry times this morning. As we move on to the final heat, just watching Aidan Nixon coming in to finish his 400 IM this morning, and he does so. Just wait for the results to be confirmed. There is a disqualification in lane 0 for a technical infraction.
So here we are moving into heat 3 of the 400 IM. In lane 0 we've got Cameron Gill from Grangemouth, lane 1 Tyler Stewart from East Kilbride, lane 2 Kai Connolly from City of Glasgow, lane 3 Josh Press from Stirling University, lane 4 Tony Joe Chet Oliver from Stirling University, lane 5 Donald Bissett from Stirling University, lane 6 Scott Fleming from East Kilbride, lane 7 Max Pelosi from City of Glasgow, lane 8, Harry Keogh, teammate of mine from Red 96, and lane 9, Guy Pelosi from City of Glasgow. So as we know, Red 96 have just come back from a training camp, so we're not going to be on our top form today, but it looks like the Stirling University swimmers in the middle, Tony Joe Chet Oliver, and Scott Fleming just leading the lay. Some good fly swimmers there. Scott Fleming was down at Counties the other week doing the 100 fly. Had a good performance there, but Tony Joe Chet Oliver just edging it ahead of Scott at the moment, going out in a 59.17. We've also got Josh Press from Stirling University close up behind them. And as it looks like coming into the second turn of their back crawl leg, still Scott and Tony Joe Chet Oliver. Josh Press with some good underwaters though for his back crawl leg. Maybe just pushing it ahead of Scott Fleming at the moment, but Tony with a strong performance so far. Coming into his second 50 now. And it doesn't look like the lead is changing much here. Tony just coming up to his last turn of breaststroke, with Scott and Josh just tying each other for second place. The battle is on for third and second, but Tony with a strong performance right now. Maybe Don Bissett pushing ahead, trying to push ahead to get in contention for the medals here. But it looks like Tony, Josh and Scott still in that 1, 2 and 3 position. And it looks like Don Bissett with some good breaststroke on him there. Maybe trying to contest for third and second. Maybe even first if he could pull up ahead of Tony. But Tony still very far ahead. 5 meters ahead of second place at the moment. Josh Press with some good underwaters though so far we've seen in this 400 IM. Don Bissett just overtaking Scott Fleming there for his first 50 of the breaststroke. But it still looks like Tony, 2:43.61 at the moment, and 150 meters left, 110 meters left now, or 140, sorry. And Tony only just extending his lead on the other swimmers. His teammates from Stirling University, Joe and Donald. And it looks like Don Bissett has come alongside now Josh Press. Josh still holding his underwater though pretty firmly, but it looks like Donald had a good breaststroke leg, but Tony just extending his lead more and more. I remember watching Tony in the long course season back in, I think it was February. He had a good 400 IM there again. Let's see what we can do in this last 50. 31.64 for his first 50 in that 400 IM first front crawl leg. And he looks like he might even lap some of the swimmers here. A really strong performance from the 24-year-old. And now he's over 10 meters ahead, maybe even 15 meters ahead of his contenders, Donald and Josh. And Josh holding his underwaters again. And Tony comes into the wall, finishes in a time of 4:24.32. Maybe not a PB, but it's a good solid swim from the guy, from Tony there. Coming into the wall now, second place Josh, and third place Don Bissett. Josh in a time of 4:31.83, and Donald in a time of 4:33.48. Scott Fleming also coming in fourth with a time of 4:38.10. Some good swims there. And we have some of the last swimmers coming into the wall. We've got Kai Connolly, his time not coming up there. Oh, there we go, 4:50.95. And some of the last boys, Max Pelosi, Guy Pelosi, and Harry, teammates of mine, almost under sub 5 minutes. Well done.
And it's now the time of the girls. So this is event 302, the 400 meter IM. We have 3 heats, as I said earlier. This is heat 1, lane 1, Millie McDonald, Cumbernauld. 2, Emily Chong, City of Glasgow. 3, Lucy Robinson, City of Glasgow. 4, Rebecca Strachan, City of Glasgow. 5, Zara Dunn, City of Glasgow. 6, Neve Quinn, Kintyre. 7, Susanna Curran, Kilmarnock. And 8, Zara Dallas Wilson, Milngine Bearsden. And I'll correct that because there are no swimmers in lanes 1 and 2 or 8. So it's lanes 3 through to 7 swimming this morning. And it's Neve Quinn, the Kintyre swimmer, taking the early lead there. 35.86 at the first 50 meters. Swimming comfortably there. She still has the advantage ahead of Zara Dunn from City of Glasgow. And she will come into the turn after the first 100 meters, leading the field, turning and transitioning into backstroke. 1:19.46 for Neve, 1:23.16 for Zara. So just about a 4-second lead there going into the turn for our Kintyre swimmer. The entry times for the girls this morning range from 5:46 through to 6:03. We have 2 other heats following this one. So the medal categories this morning, during the course of today, are for our 15-year-olds, our 16-year-olds, and then 17 and over. But it is the Kintyre swimmer who continues to lead the field. Zara Dunn still in touch, Rebecca Strachan, Lucy Robinson. As Neve Quinn turns for the final time in her backstroke. Looks like Zara's come right up alongside her now. Can Neve keep her at bay? Zara does have the slight advantage as the girls come down to the turn to transition into breaststroke. It's all going to be often, this is all done and dusted on a breaststroke section. And we can see Neve beginning to move ahead from Zara again. She's regained the advantage she had earlier on. And she'll go into the turning first there, ahead of Rebecca Strachan and Zara Dunn. Lucy Robinson getting herself up alongside Zara Dunn now. Bit of a battle there for third place between those two girls at this stage of the race. But it is still the Kintyre swimmer, Neve Quinn, who has the advantage over Rebecca Strachan. Lucy Robinson turned third there, just ahead of Zara Dunn. Really not much in it. But Neve Quinn looks very strong there out in front. Turning for the final time in the breaststroke. She'll come down and transition into the freestyle for the final 100 metres of this medley race for her this morning. Rebecca Strachan beginning to move through the water and close that gap, however, between herself and Neve. Neve turns there, 4:23.75. Transitions into the freestyle. Rebecca is right behind her, 4:26.19. Neve has to work hard to keep Rebecca at bay here. Lucy Robinson in third, Zara Dunn fourth. Susanna Curran turns and transitions into the final 100 metres, the freestyle. Rebecca Strachan getting herself up alongside Neve Quinn. She needs to keep this going. Rebecca now has the advantage as the girls come down to the halfway mark of the 100 freestyle section. And it is Rebecca who will turn her first ahead of Neve, 5:06.32, 5:07.37. What can Neve do to respond to Rebecca's challenge? Neve's had the advantage for most of this race this morning, but it looks like Rebecca has gained that and is going to keep it as she turns for the final time ahead of Neve Quinn. Moving away from Neve, and it will be Rebecca who will lead the field home. Her entry time this morning, 5:46.70. She'll be pleased with that finish time, 5:44.14. In comes Neve. 5:49.44. So she'll be pleased with that as well. In third place, Susanna Curran at the moment, but I think the board needs to correct itself a little bit there. Let's wait for the results to come out. There we go. Yeah, Rebecca Strachan first, Neve Quinn second, and Susanna Curran in third. So a good last leg for Susanna there, getting herself up into the placings.
So here we go into the second heat. We've got Alana Wilson in lane 0 from Bells Hill, Rosie Liston in lane 1 from City of Glasgow, Tia Glenn in lane 2 from City of Glasgow, teammate of mine Rebecca Somerville in lane 3 from round 96, Charlotte Hardy from South Ayrshire in lane 4. Nope, sorry, that was an empty lane actually. Victoria Niven in lane 5 from City of Glasgow, Caitlin Frame in lane 6 from Grangemouth, another teammate of mine Beth Hunter in lane 7 from round 96. Lane 8, we have Leah Rafferty from Western Bartonshire, and then lane 9, Emma Chambers from Cumbernauld. And just coming up to the turn, it's Rosie Liston in lane 1 in first. But this is just the first 100 meters here. Anything can change. I think the breaststroke leg is the most important stroke of them all, but at the moment we are still on fly. Rosie Liston with a good body length and at least a half lead against all the other swimmers here. a City of Glasgow swimmers, they tend to have good breaststroke legs on them. So let's see what they can pull off. Rosie going out in a 1:11.48, over 2 seconds ahead of second place. A good lead on her right now. Just coming under the flags now. All the other contenders are at the 5 meter or 10 meter mark. You know, swimmers may have a problem with going out a bit too fast sometimes, but if they know how to control their race and their pace, then if they can hold their pace throughout the whole race, then they can gain a good lead on the other swimmers. Rosie Liston still ahead, only extending a lead at the moment, but we're not even 200 meters of the way through, so anything can change. But it looks like a dominant performance so far. Second place, Victoria Niven at the moment, and Tia Glenn in third, all teammates of Rosie Liston. I know Rebecca Somerville, she has a good backstroke leg on her, so maybe she can gain some ground on the other swimmers, but Rosie Liston still extending that lead. 5 meters ahead now, coming into the 10 meter mark, going under the flags. About to go into the breaststroke leg. This is where anything can change now. You know, we see some different turns from here and there. We've seen a bucket turn from Rosie. Victoria Niven with a crossover. It's preferred that the crossover is faster for the swimmers. Maybe Victoria Niven just catching up on Rosie Liston. As I said, this is where anything can change, as breaststroke is the most technical stroke to perform. Some good underwaters in Rosie though, but Victoria Niven and Tia Glenn maybe just catching up on her now. Maybe even Caitlin Frame, the swimmer from Grangemouth. But it looks like Victoria Niven has a good breaststroke on her and turns ahead of Rosie Liston now. And Tia Glenn in third with some good breaststroke legs. 46.82, the fastest split across the field. Oh, sorry, Caitlin Frame actually with a faster split. Maybe she might catch up the Grangemouth swimmer and the other swimmers. Rosie Liston still looks like she's in a good third place, but Victoria Niven, Tia Glenn and Caitlin Frame have got some good breaststroke legs. Victoria Niven maybe just extending that lead that she just surpassed over Rosie Liston from. Now over a body length ahead, Victoria Niven coming up to the turn, going into the front crawl leg now. This is just a battle for who can push their hardest into the race. And the battle between Rosie Liston and Tia Glenn as they're breathing towards each other. Maybe trying to push each other on for a medal, but it still looks like Victoria Niven with a good lead on her, only pushing ahead more and more as the race goes on. And we have 60 meters to go. Coming under the flags, 55. Coming into the last 50 for the front crawl leg, and the last 50 of the race. It looks like Caitlin Frame, the Grangemouth swimmer, is coming into second place now. Her first 200 wasn't so good, but the last two is where anything can change. Rebecca Somerville, she was quite far behind over the first fly leg and has put herself up into fifth place now. But it still looks like Victoria Niven, Caitlin Frame pushing each other on. Maybe just the two City of Glasgow swimmers pushing each other on. Rosie Liston, Tia Glenn. But it looks like Victoria Niven with a very dominant performance into the last couple of meters, coming in a time of 5:22.47, which is just a PB, just under half a second PB for Victoria Niven. Second place, Caitlin Frame in lane 6. Wait, we've got a little error on the board here. It says Tia Glenn is in third and Rosie Liston in fourth. And that is the results confirmed up on the board there. No disqualifications. And moving on to the last heat of the 400 IM for the girls. In lane 0, Cassie Wiper from East Kilbride. Lane 1, Freya Beaton from Stirling. Lane 2, Alice Cumming from City of Glasgow. Lane 3, Amy McLeod from City of Glasgow. Lane 4, Susie McNair from Stirling Swim. And teammate of her, Coco Croxford in lane 5 from Stirling. Lane 6, Heidi Wren from City of Glasgow. Lane 7, Caris Mooney from City of Glasgow. And lane 8, Ellie Louise Kennedy from City of Glasgow. And in lane, Zoe Crawford from Falkirk. And we know that Susie McNair won the 400 IM down at British Summer Championships in July. Coco Croxford, a good fly swimmer, medalled at the Junior Olympics. As we see Susie coming into the last 5 meters of her leg here, has a good lead on the other swimmers, going out in a 105.50. Ellie going out in a 107.73. I know she's a good breaststroke swimmer, as she was down at Counties with me the other week. So the 100 breaststroke for the west of Scotland. Alice Cumming also a good lead against 4th place, but Susie McNair just with a dominant performance at the moment. A good over 10-meter lead against the other swimmers. And Susie McNair only just extending her lead. Some good underwaters on her there. Ellie maybe just being caught up on, but in the last 200, just like the last heat, everything can change. The first 200 is just kind of getting through it, and the last 200 is who can hold on the best and who has the breaststroke leg. Just moving on to the breaststroke leg now for Susie. Only just extending her lead now, but Ellie, close contention behind second and third, but at the moment she's in 5th place, but she can definitely move up here with her breaststroke. Heidi Wren, another good swimmer down at the Counties Championships, but Susie McNair just extending that lead even more than she already has. A good almost 25-meter lead here, 15 meters, and the last 5 meters of the first 50 of her breaststroke leg. Ellie now gaining ground on Susie, coming into 2nd place here. It looks like maybe just Amy McLeod, Alice Cumming, I think. Yep. Ellie and Alice just about tying at that turn there. Susie McNair, though, good 15-meter lead still, holding her pace against the other swimmers. We've got lots of swimmers in a row here, though. We've got Amy McLeod, Caris Mooney, and Heidi Wren all on that breaststroke leg, keeping ground against each other. Maybe just Zoe Crawford turning with them as well. Susie McNair coming into the last turn for a breaststroke onto the 100 meters freestyle. And we know she won't lose pace here, as she's a very good 400 IMer. Ellie coming into 2nd place now after that breaststroke leg. Let's see what she can do against Alice Cumming in this last 100 meters. And Susie coming into the last 5 meters of the first 50. Turning in a 35-34. Ellie and Alice just about tying here. They're going to have to push each other on here to get a 2nd or 3rd place. And it just looks like Ellie from this angle. Yes, it is. But this has been a domination from Susie McNair throughout this entire race. Coming into these last couple of meters under the flags now. And the last couple of strokes coming in a time of 4:53.12. A fantastic swim there. That is indeed a PB for Susie McNair in lane 4 from Stirling. And it looks like Ellie and Alice just coming into the wall here. Maybe just Ellie. It is indeed 5:09.21 for Ellie and 5:09.25, separated by 4 100ths. And that was an interesting race there. Well done to the swimmers. And there has been a disqualification in lane 5 for a technical infraction. And that is the results confirmed on the board there for you.
And we move on to event 303, the boys 200 meter freestyle. This is heat 1, lane 0. Bjorn Ayen from Hamilton Baths. 1, Luke Byron, Western Bartonshire, empty lane 2. 3, Kia Campbell, Grangemouth. 4, Craig Shaw, Lanark. 5, Kyle Mackay, Ren 96. 6, Ethan Turvitt, Stirling Swimming. 7, Daniel Lawless, Bowness. 8, Luca Chisholm, Ren 96. And 9, Ewan Baxter, Ren 96. And it's Craig Shaw taking the early lead. After the first 50 metres, 29.98 for Craig at the turn there. The 15-year-old from Lanark, 2:18.70, I beg your pardon, is his entry time. Kia Campbell in behind him. Daniel Lawless. It is still lane 4, Craig Shaw. Kia Campbell leading the field here. Battle for third place at the moment. The boys at the halfway mark there. Craig Shaw, 1:04.53. Daniel Lawless in third, in behind Kia Campbell. So Craig Shaw, Kia Campbell are our two leaders, with Craig having the advantage. Ahead of Kia Campbell. That's still maintained, but let's look and see what's happening behind. So it is lane 5. Kyle Mackay may well have the advantage, but let's watch what Bjorn's doing over in lane 0. He looks to have the advantage for third place at the moment. We'll watch what times are coming into the turn there. Maybe lane 8 got third. Luca Chisholm just ahead of Bjorn Ayen. But it is still Craig Shaw leading the field. Kia Campbell in behind him. With the battle for third place in this heat. Craig Shaw still has the advantage. Kia Campbell is coming up alongside him. Craig needs to keep him at bay as they come into the closing stages of their race this morning. He does indeed. 2:14.39, 2:15.33 for Kia Campbell. And third place goes to Bjorn Ayen over in lane 0, 3:22.17. Just touching out Luca Chisholm there in lane 8. Just wait for the results, the board to clear and confirm the results for us. And there we go. And that's the official results as we move on to heat 2.
So here we move on into heat 2 in lane 0, Rory Hall from Mungai and Bearsden. Lane 1, Daniel Convery from North Ayrshire. Lane 2, Joe Carty from City of Glasgow. I've got an empty lane in lane 3. Lane 4, Alex Tinch from Stirling Swim. Teammate Callum Trainer in lane 5 from Stirling Swim. Lane 6, Rhys Hamilton from Mungai and Bearsden. Yet again another empty lane in lane 7. Lane 8, Ewan Green from East Kilbride. And lane 9, Jack Trainer from Hamilton. So the 200 freestyle is probably one of my favourite events to swim. You have to pace it very well here. In lane 9, Jack Trainer. Actually, that's not correct. It looks like Rory Hall went out the fastest there from Mulgine Bearsden. Nearly under sub 30 for his 50 there. Got some holding his underwaters pretty well there, but it looks like Alex Tinch maybe pushing it ahead now. The swimmer from Stirling Swim. First 100, a 103.20. That should put them on the marks for, I'd say, around a 2:10 or 2:11, depending on how fast they can come back in. Callum Trainer, though, just on his shoulder, and the swimmer, Callum Trainer and Alex Tinch kind of pushing each other on here. Alex breathing towards Callum now, going into the last 25 for this 150-meter mark. They've got one more 50 after this. It still looks like Alex Tinch from Stirling Swim and Callum Trainer. Jack Trainer, though, putting in a good leg here, putting in a good shift from Hamilton. But can he push ahead of Alex Tinch and Callum Trainer? Alex Tinch still looks like he's ahead, but Jack Trainer from Hamilton is kind of pushing ahead here, maybe just with a lead. His rate has gone down quite a bit, but last couple of meters into the race, final 5 meters into the race, and it looks like Jack Trainer from Hamilton in a 2:12.96 in first place there, an outside lane winner. Alex Tinch in lane 4 coming in second in 2:13.92, and Callum Trainer in lane 5, 2:15.33. And those are your official results on the board there.
And we move on to Heat 3, Lane 0, Lewis Husson, Stirling Swimming. 1, Thomas Ingalls, West Dunbartonshire, an empty lane 2. 3, Jamie Gilchrist, East Kilbride. 4, Connor Stewart, Stirling Swimming. 5, Ben King, Mulgine Bearsden. 6, Seamus Barbary, East Kilbride. 7, Yusuf Ibrahim, City of Glasgow. 8, Aidan McCavish, Bowness. And 9, Finlay Cunningham from Ren 96. So Connor Stewart going out there, leading the field ahead of the Mulgine Bearsden swimmer Ben King. Turning 27.82, 28.86, not a lot between them, but it's Ben who turns first there. Coming out of the turn, the boys are swimming pretty much stroke for stroke. They're in the centre of the pool. In behind, Lewis Husson over in lane 0 is in third place. Turning at the 100 metres, Ben King halfway through. Connor Stewart, Lewis Husson in third. Yusuf Ibrahim in fourth. Ben just has the advantage going into the turn there at 125 metres, but coming back out, I think that's Connor Stewart. Indeed, he seems to be at half a body length ahead of Ben. At 150 mark, Connor turns first, 61, whole 8 seconds faster than the previous heat. And Connor is now moving away from Ben. In behind them is still Lewis Husson at the 150 mark, but he will be being challenged for this, and it's Connor Stewart who turns and heads for home. Ben King in second. Jamie Gilchrist now up in third, the East Kilbride swimmer. They're in lane 3, but as Connor Stewart finishes his race in a time of 2:02.72, 2:08. The board confirms, so Ben King second, 2:05.61. Jamie Gilchrist in behind him in 2:05.94. As the results are confirmed there, we'll move on to Heat 4.
Here we go, moving into some of the faster heats in heat 4, sorry. Lane 0, Finlay Sang from City of Glasgow. Lane 1, Rory Young from City of Glasgow. Lane 2, Alexander Bell from Glasgow University. Lane 3, Tom Jeffords, teammate of mine from Ren 96. Lucas Brown in lane 4 from Stirling University. Lane 5, Callum Melvin from Stirling University. Lane 6, Ahir Chatterjee from Stirling University 2. Lane 7, Alfie Churches from City of Glasgow. Lane 8, Rory Calvert from Grangemouth. And lane 9, City of Glasgow, Marcus Blake. Now, teammate of mine, Tom Jeffords, did tell me he wanted to go sub 2 in this, so he will be pushing hard. Finlay Sang has a good 100 though, so let's see if he can hold his back end. He is the 26th in history for the long course 53 for a 16-year-old in Scotland. Tom, though, has a good back end. He's a good distance swimmer. And he's got a good 100 on him too. Maybe not the same as Finlay Sang's, but he is a good 200, 400 and 800 swimmer. Maybe the Stirling University swimmer is pushing them ahead, but Tom going out in a 57.06, but Finlay Sang taking out the quickest in a 56.49. They're going to have to come back quickly to go under sub 2 minutes here. Finlay Sang maybe tiring up a little bit now as the Stirling University swimmers push on. Tom Jeffords has just come back from a camp. We arrived and landed yesterday. So let's see what his back end can do here. The swimmer in first, Callum Melville, though, 127.41. Lucas Brown, 127.42, not separated by anything. And Finlay Sang up there, 127.78. He's doing well here. I remember at summer meet he went a 2:07, I think it was, in the heats and didn't qualify for the final. Let's see what he can do in the short course. But it still looks like Callum Melville and Lucas Brown maybe just reaching under the flags here. Coming into the flags, 157.86, 158.13, and Finlay Sang just getting under the 2 minute mark and a 159.94. And a fantastic swim for all the boys there. And those are the official results on the board there. 4 sub 2 minute marks there. Actually, there was another sub 2 minute mark I didn't see there. Well done there.
And the final heat of event 303. Heat 5, lane 0, Jack Simpson, East Kilbride. 1, Lewis Lawyer, City of Glasgow. 2, Rory McKinnon, City of Glasgow. 3, Peter Allen, Stirling University. Teammate Henry Baker goes in lane 4. Teammate Tony Joe Trett Oliver in lane 5. And teammate Aaron Olkers in lane 6. 7, Aidan Kay, City of Glasgow. 8, James Lauder, Glasgow University. And 9, Gregor Skinner, Bowness. And it's Rory McKinnon leading the field after the first 50 metres. Faster than the previous heat, 25.91 for Rory there against 26.86 in our earlier heat, heat 4. And it is still Rory who is leading the field. As the boys come down to the halfway mark. Aaron Olkers from Stirling University in 2nd. Henry Baker, his teammate, in 3rd. And Tony Joe Trett Oliver in 4th. As Rory McKinnon continues to lead the field. Looks like possibly moving away from a group of boys all from Stirling University who look like they're battling for 2nd place at the moment behind Rory. But let's see what they can do. Rory is still out there in front, but coming up, we need to watch lane 6. Aaron Olkers possibly has the advantage over his teammates there in the centre of the pool. Final turn, Rory McKinnon. He has the advantage. He's not going to let that go. And the battle is on for 2nd place. And that, I think, will go to Peter Allen. Does indeed. And in behind him, Henry Baker. Rory McKinnon finishes there in a time of 1:50.61. Peter Allen, 1:52.12, and Henry Baker, 1:52.39. As the board clears to confirm that result.
So here we go, moving on to the first heat of 6 in the women's 200 freestyle. In lane 3, we have Ceres McCrindle from South Ayrshire. Lane 4, Liaden Howitt, from Cumbernauld. And in lane 5, Innes Scott from Stirling Swim. So the results for the boys, 15-year-old 400 IM. In third place, we have Caleb Geddes from Bells Hill. Second place, Jake Ferguson from Grangemouth. And first place, Dean Bergatti from Hamilton. For the 16-year-olds, we've got Tyler Stewart in third from East Kilbride, Harry Keogh from N96 in second, and Kai Connolly in first from City of Glasgow. And for the 17 and over, we've got Donald Bissett from Stirling University in third, Joss Press in second from Stirling University, and Tony Jotre Oliver in first, also from Stirling University. And as the girls come under the flags for the first 100, we have Innes Scott in first and Leyden Howard in second. And they are continuing to push each other here as they finish off this 150th meter, coming into the last 5 meters so they can go on to their last 50 here. It still looks like Innes Scott leading the way of this 3-person heat. Their entry times were a 3:16, 2:32 and a 2:32:56. They may just be able to get under that, but they're going to have to push a little hard here. Innes still with a lead on Leyden Howitt. And it looks like they're going to get under their PBs here. A 3-second PB for Innes and a second PB for Leyden Howitt. Well done. And we have Keris coming into the last length of her 200 freestyle. Entry time of 3:16:20. Let's give some support for the Summers coming into the wall here as Keris finishes off a race here in a time of 3:16:77.
And we move on to Heat 2, Lane 0, Sophia McGinley, Cumbernauld. Empty Lane 1, 2, Megan McDonald, Stirling Swimming. 3, Carolyn Ray, Stirling University. 4, Isla Cathcart, Lanark. 5, Neve Quinn, Kintyre. 6, Leah Bullock, East Kilbride. 7, Lara Brown, Bells Hill. Empty Lane 8, 9, Imogen Weir, Bells Hill. And it's the 15-year-old from Cumbernauld taking the early lead. To 50 metres, turning at 32:25 there. In behind her, Megan McDonald and then Leah Bullock. So turning away from the pool, I'll give you the results for event 302. The girls' 15-year-old 400-metre IM. First place, Ellie Louise Kennedy, City of Glasgow. Second, Alice Cumming, City of Glasgow. Third, Freya Beaton, Stirling Swimming. 16-year-old girls. First place, Susie McNair, Stirling Swimming. Second, Caris Mooney, City of Glasgow. And third, Heidi Wren, City of Glasgow. And after 100 metres back in the pool, it's Megan McDonald who has taken the lead, 107.86. Sophie McGinley in second, and Leah Bullock in third. So at the final turn there, still Megan McDonald has the advantage over Sophia McGinley and Leah Bullock. And it is Megan McDonald turning first. I think that was just Leah Bullock there at the 150, 147 for 64 for her against 147.80 for Sophia McGinley. Final turn there, Megan McDonald turns and heads for home. Sophia McGinley appears to have gained the advantage back over Leah Bullock and is trying to come up alongside Megan McDonald, but she's not going to manage. It's Megan McDonald finishing there. Board's not recording it. There we go. 2:24.54 ahead of Leah Bullock, 2:25.40, and Sophia McGinley in third place, 2:25.78. Just finished the results for 3:02, 17 and over girls. I beg your pardon, note there's the results confirmed for Heat 2 of 3:04.
And moving on to Heat 3 in Lane 0, Amy Watson from South Ayrshire. Lane 1, Scarlett Wilson from City of Glasgow. Lane 2, Erin Falconer from Bells Hill. Lane 3, Anna Lee from Stirling Swim. Lane 4, Isla Dobson from City of Glasgow. Iona Henderson in Lane 5 from Rutherglen. Kerry Sinnott from Bells Hill in Lane 6. Katie Watson in Lane 7 from City of Glasgow. In Lane 8 we have Leo Rafferty from Western Bartishire. And in Lane 9 we have Eveline Coyle from Kilmarnock. Sorry if I've mispronounced that there. In first place, it looks like Kerry Sinnott turning first in the first 50. Iona Henderson just on her shoulder, alongside Isla Dobson. And Anna Lee all in a good line here, contending for first, but it looks like just Iona Henderson turning ahead of the field just by an inch there. Three of the girls on the line, Anna Lee, Isla Dobson and Kerry Sinnott though, just behind Iona Henderson, maybe just slightly extending her lead, turning in the first half of a race in 107.37, going out pretty fast there. And they're coming under the flags here to go into the next turn. It still looks like Kerry Sinnott really trying to push ahead here, but it can all come down to the last 50 sometimes if the girls are just on her shoulder. Maybe they don't want to push too hard right now and they'll save for the last 50. That's what some swimmers do. Every swimmer can swim it differently though. But it still looks like Iona Henderson, sorry if I was saying Kerry Sinnott, Iona Henderson ahead of the pack right now. On her shoulder, Isla Dobson turning just behind her. But as it comes down to the last 50, it looks like Iona Henderson giving it a lot of water. Or giving it a lot of kick, sorry. Using her legs to her advantage here. But it looks like Isla Dobson maybe just pushing ahead now. Pushing each other on. A very close race between the two of them. It's been Iona Henderson's been ahead this whole time. Can she hold it? Yes, she can. Coming into the last couple of meters. Coming into the wall in a time of 2:19, I think it was. It's not come up there. Isla Dobson in second though. in 2:20.19, and Carrie Sinnott in third, 2:21.74. Yep, there you go, 2:19.31 for Iona Henderson. And there you go, those are the official results for the heat number 3 200 freestyle.
So, heat 4, empty lane 0. 1, Lucy McLeod, Grangemouth. 2, Hannah Lindsay, Hamilton Bass. 3, Kaylin Chan, Ren 96. 4, Emma Silcock, Falkirk. 5, Emma Miller, Kintyre, empty lane 6. 7, Sophie Allison, Western Bartonshire. 8, Hannah Miller, Kintyre. 9, Victoria Grabowska, Western Bartonshire. And just finished the results for event 302, the 17-year-old and over girls. First place, Amy McLeod, City of Glasgow. Second, Victoria Niven, City of Glasgow. Third, Rebecca Somerville, Ren 96. So back to the pool is Kaylin Chan after the first 50, leading 30.95. Sophie Allison, Emma Silcock in behind her. But Sophie Allison looks now to have gained the advantage in lane 7, and she'll go into the turn first. 105.33, Kaylin Chan, 106. 107 for Hannah Lindsay in third place in lane 2. At the halfway mark for these girls, as Sophie Allison continues to stretch her lead. Going into the turn there. Kaylin Chan in behind her still. And Hannah Lindsay in third. Keep an eye on what's happening in the centre lanes, however. Lane 5, Emma Miller from Kintyre. She's beginning to move forward now, but it is still the Western Bartonshire swimmer, Sophie Allison, 140.36. Sophie's entry time, 2:20.10. As Hannah Miller gets herself up alongside Hannah Lindsay. Both girls look like they're in third place, with Kaylin Chan in second. Sophie Allison looking very strong there out in front. Kaylin Chan still holding off the challenge from Hannah Lindsay. Emma Miller just moved back just a little bit. Sophie Allison finishing there in a time of 2:15.05. Smashing her entry time here. Kaylin Chan in second and Hannah Lindsay in third. And there's the results confirmed. We move on to heat 5.
And here we move on to the penultimate heat. Empty lane in lane 0. In lane 1, Ayla Cochran from City of Glasgow. Emma McGavin in lane 2 from Hamilton. In lane 3, Melissa Turnbull from Stirling Swim. Lane 4, Erin Ferris from Cumbernauld. Lane 5, Sarah Stewart from O'Gine Bearsden. Lane 6, Perry Scobie from Stirling Swim. Lane 7, Eva Gordon, teammate of Perry from Stirling Swim. Lane 8, Addison Cole from Hamilton. And lane 9, Rosie Liston from City of Glasgow. Going out the quickest is Melissa Turnbull, going out in a 30.04. She was down again with me down at the Counties Championships down in Sheffield. I think it was 2 weeks ago now. Had a good performance down there. There tends to be a lot of Stirling swimmers and City of Glasgow swimmers in these heats winning the races here. Melissa Turnbull and Perry Scobie, I think that is, turning in first place. Yep, Melissa going out in a 103.39, sorry, and 103.86. Some good times there. Puts them in a good position for the back half of the race. Their entry times are 2:14 for Melissa, which should be doable if she goes a 1:11 in the second half of the race, which is a good time to get, but she should be able to go under that here. Just coming into the wall here, just ahead of Perry Scobie, 138, sorry, and 138.73 for Perry. Maybe just pushing each other on now, coming into the last 50 of this race here. Melissa Turnbull just pushing ahead of Perry Scobie now, I think it is. Coming into the last turn, touching at the same time here. Let's see who can push on, breathing towards each other now. Into the last 15 metres of this race, Melissa and Perry coming on to the last 10 metres here. Melissa coming into the last 5 metres just ahead of Perry into the last couple of strokes and comes into the wall in a time of 2:13.64 to win your heat 5 of the 200 freestyle. And Perry Scobie in a time of 2:14.04. And those are your official results there. Melissa Turnbull in first, Perry Scobie in second, and Eva Gordon in third.
And this is heat 6 of event 304, the final heat, lane 0, Safrina Machen, City of Glasgow. 1, Grace Noonan, Milngine Bears Den. 2, Ella Stevenson, City of Glasgow. Empty lane 3, 4, Susie McNair, Stirling Swimming. Empty lane 5, 6, Nellie Kinch, Stirling University. 7, Louise Connell, City of Glasgow. 8, Stella McCarty, City of Glasgow. And 9, Emma Creaney, Cumbernauld. And it's Nellie Kinch, the University of Stirling swimmer, at the first 50, 29.21, sub 30 seconds, just a little bit faster. So Susie McNair also sub 30 at the turn there. Seen Susie swimming earlier this morning. A substantial lead over the field in the 400 IM, but is Nellie Kinch turning now at the halfway mark, 1:00.23, 1:01.94 for Susie. As Nellie begins to move away from Susie, I think. Let's see what's happening in behind. Third place at the 100 mark was Louise Connell, the City of Glasgow swimmer, in lane 7. Stella McCarty right up alongside her, however. 4/100ths of a second split those two girls at the turn. Nellie Kinch, Susie McNair, but she'll need to watch the girls in lane 7 and 8. Louise Connell and Stella McCarty. But this is going to be Nellie's race. It's all about second and third place. Susie's going to turn second at the final turn there. Louise Connell in third, just with a slight advantage over her teammate Stella McCarty, as Nellie comes in to finish her race in a time of 2:03.05. Susie McNair will finish in second, and I think third place will go to Louise Connell. Indeed it does. So Susie's time there, 2:09.12, 2:09.97 for Louise Connell, just touching out her teammate Stella McCarty into fourth place. As the results are confirmed, we now move on to event 305. And it's a complete change now. We're on to the 100-meter butterfly, starting with the boys.
So here we move on to the boys 15 and over 100-meter butterfly. In lane 1, Jack Shaw from Bells Hill. Lane 2 is an empty lane. Lane 3, Isaac Mulemans from City of Glasgow. Lane 4, Yusuf Ibrahim from City of Glasgow. Lane 5, Jake Ferguson from Grangemouth. Luke Devlin in lane 6 from Lanark. And Luca Chisholm in lane 7 from N96, a teammate of mine there. It looks like Isaac just coming up to to the 50-meter mark here, 32.37 for the first 50. And it looks like Jake Ferguson has got a good powerful stroke here, coming down this third length. Maybe just edging it against the other competitors, just in the shoulder though, Yusuf Ibrahim. Oh no, sorry, it was Luke Devlin that had that powerful stroke down this last length here. Yusuf Ibrahim though does have a good technique, but can he beat Luke Devlin? It doesn't look like it. Luke Devlin coming under the flags here in his 100 fly, coming into the wall in a time of 1:09, I think that was, or 1:11, sorry. I don't think that's right. It did look like he beat Yusuf Ibrahim, but Yusuf Ibrahim coming in second in a time of 1:11.40. And there we go, Luke Devlin in first in a time of 1:09.94. And those are your official results on the board for you.
And heat 2, event 305, lane 0, Kieran Brown, City of Glasgow, empty lane 1. 2, Rhys Hamilton, Mulgine Bears Den. 3, Matthew Campbell, Eileen Jura. 4, Alex Tinch, Stirling Swimming. 5, Iklava Singh, Scotia. 6, Alex Cumming, Bells Hill Sharks. 7, Ross Carswell, Lanark. 8, Callum Trainer, Stirling Swimming. And 9, Rory McCallum, Mulgine Bears Den. And it's lane 4, the Stirling Swimming. Alex Tinch, 30.45. 2 seconds faster than the previous heat. Callum Trainer in behind him and Rory McCallum in third. So Alex Tinch still has the advantage. Ahead of Callum Trainer. Let's keep an eye on Matthew Campbell. Kieran Brown over there, but I think it is going to be Alex Tinch, Callum Trainer, your 1 and 2. Third place going to lane 9, Rory McCallum. Alex Tinch, 1:07.46. Callum Trainer, 1:08.01. And Rory McCallum, 1:09.08. I'll just look for the board to clear to confirm those results. There we go, and the results are confirmed for heat 2.
And here we move on to heat 3 in lane 0, Cole Morrison from Stirling Swim. Lane 1, Tyler Stewart from East Kilbride. Ethan Stewart from Hamilton in lane 2. Katie McLaughlin in lane 3 from Mulgine Bears Den. Guy Pelosi in lane 4 from City of Glasgow. Fraser Cowie from South Ayrshire in lane 5. Donald Bissett from Stirling University in lane 6. And Royce Congrelis in lane 7 from City of Glasgow. Aaron Steele in lane 8 from East Kilbride. And lane 9, Caleb Geddes from Bells Hill. And Royce Congrelis, a fantastic breaststroker, was down at Counties with me, got touches in third, but first it's Don Bissett from Stirling University, the 22-year-old. And as we know, as you get older, you will get bigger and it makes you faster, generally. But still looks like Don up there. Ethan Stewart, I think it is, who did touch fourth, but it looks like he's in second or third right now. Don Bissett and Royce Congrelis pushing each other on. Don Bissett in first, 1:01.01. Royce Congrelis, 1:01.70 in fourth. Katie McLaughlin in second. And I think it was Ethan Stewart in third. Yep, it was indeed.
And we move on to Heat 4, Lane 0, Dean Bagatti, Hamilton Baths. 1, Jack Simpson, East Kilbride. 2, Robson Miles, City of Glasgow. 3, Murray Dixon, Stirling Swimming. 4, James Bartley, Stirling University. 5, Cameron Creaney, Stirling University. 6, Callum Melville, Stirling University. 7, Max Pelosi, City of Glasgow. 8, Kai Connolly, City of Glasgow. And 9, Tom Jeffords, Ren 96. And leading after the first 50 metres, it is Robson Miles, the City of Glasgow swimmer, ahead of Callum Melville and James Bartley. Going into the turn there, it's still the City of Glasgow swimmer, Robson Miles, who has the advantage, but he is being challenged by Callum Melville in lane 6. For this is a fast race, but it is going to be the City of Glasgow swimmer who will take this, and he does so in a time of 58.25. Callum Melville, 29.21, and the Stirling Swimming, from Stirling Swimming, I beg your pardon, start that again. Stirling Swimming, Murray Dixon is in third place, 59.98. All the three boys, sub 1 minute. In Heat 4, the morning.
And here we move on to the penultimate heat. A teammate of mine, Adam Scott, in Ren 96 in lane 0. Rory Young from City of Glasgow in lane 1. Scott Fleming in lane 2 from East Kilbride. Andrew Arthur from Stirling University in lane 3. Aidan Kay from City of Glasgow in lane 4. And the next 4 are Stirling University swimmers in lane 5. Aaron Olkers, lane 6. Albertus Andika Bangun, lane 7. Marcus Scullion, lane 8. Logan Ward in lane 9. Connor Stewart from Stirling Swim. And it looks like in the middle of the pool, the swimmer from Stirling University, Andrew Arthur and Aidan Kay from City of Glasgow. Adam Scott at the top of the pool with some fantastic underwaters. A teammate of mine just came back from the camp yesterday as well. He is known for his underwaters in the short course season, but it still looks like Andrew Arthur and Aidan Kay just pushing each other on with some fantastic, powerful strokes here. Coming into the wall in a time of 56.59, 56.70. And in third place, it was Albert Bangun came in with a 56.62 just at the end there. Scott Fleming in fourth as well, 58.09. 7 sub 1 minute times there.
And the final heat of event 305, lane 0, Henry Baker, Stirling University. Teammates, Chris Muir in lane 1, Zach Speakman lane 2, Broden Hyde lane 3, Jamie Robertson in lane 4, lane 5, Gregor Swinney, City of Glasgow, 6, Salvador Gordo, Stirling University, empty lane 7, 8, Charlie Poole, Stirling University, and teammate Josh Press in lane 9. And after the first 50, it is Brogan Hyde, Jamie Robertson, Salvador Gordo, 1, 2, and 3, 25.60 for these swimmers. Going into the final turn now. Still having the slight advantage there, but being challenged. Lane 3, Brogan Hyde, challenged by his teammate Jamie Robertson, but Brogan will take this, 54.53. Beg your pardon, Zach Speakman that was. Brogan Hyde in second, and third goes to Salvador Gordo. As the results are confirmed for the final heat of event 305.
And here we move on to event 306, the girls 100 metre butterfly, lane 0, Niamh Quinn from Kintyre, lane 1, Leighton Howitt, Leaden Howard from Cumbernauld. Lane 2, Emma Chambers from Cumbernauld. Lane 3, Sophie Allison from Western Bartonshire. Lane 4, Emma Miller from Kintyre. Lane 5, Joanne Calder from Mulgine Brisden. Lane 6, Priska Contikini from Glasgow University. Lane 7, Hannah Anderson from Hamilton. Lane 8, Sarah Dryden from Mulgine Brisden. And Lane 9, Emma Imre from South Ayrshire. Looks like the Glasgow University swimmer Priska, turning ahead of the field, 32.72, a fast first 50 there. Can she hold on to her lead here? Probably a good 10 meters against ahead of the rest of the field here. Or maybe just 5 now as the Mulgine Brisden swimmer. In the lane above her, Joanne Calder is pushing ahead, trying to catch up to Priska, but Priska comes into the wall in a time of 1:07, I think that was. It's not come up on the board yet, but it was just about that. 1:08.25 in second, Joanne Calder, 1:14.01, and in lane 4, Emma Miller, third place, 1:15.29. Well done, swimmers. And those are the confirmed results there.
And this is Heat 2, Lane 0. Anna Lee, Stirling Swimming. 1, Ailey McNair, Mulgine Bearsden. 2, Millie Barton, Bells Hill Sharks. 3, Emma Silcock, Falkirk Otter. 4, Anna Tchechenko, City of Glasgow. 5, Abby Barnstable, Lanark. 6, Sarah Stewart, Mulgine Bearsden. 7, Emily Dickens, City of Glasgow. 8, Caitlin Hamilton, Lanark. And 9, Emma Barrowman, Stranraer. As the City of Glasgow swimmers lead the field in here. Lane 7, Emily Dickens, 31.99. Anna Tchechenko in behind her, 32.24. And way over in lane 1, Ailey McNair, Mulgine Bearsden in third place after 50 metres. As the two City of Glasgow swimmers continue to lead the field, turning almost together there. Third place, I think now, Bells Hill Sharks, Millie Barton. As Anna Tchechenko begins to gain the advantage, she'll take this morning. I think Millie Barton will take second, and with Emily Dickens in third. And the board confirms that. 1:09.19 for Anna Tchechenko, Millie Barton 1:10.35, and Emily Dickens 1:10.36. Just look for that to be confirmed as the board clears and the results are confirmed.
And as we move on to the third and last heat of the 100 fly, lane 0, Perry Scobie from Stirling Swim, Freya Beaton in lane 1 from Stirling Swim, Christy Gilmore in lane 2 from Hamilton, Heidi Wren from City of Glasgow, teammate in lane 4, Stella McCarty, in lane 5, Coco Coxford from Stirling Swim, lane 6, Alice Cumming from City of Glasgow, lane 7, Ella Stevenson from City of Glasgow, lane 8, Emma Creaney from Cumbernauld, and in lane 9, Rosie Liston from City of Glasgow. Now let's see if Coco can redeem herself from the 400 IM, getting disqualified earlier, leading it out in the fastest time, or maybe not actually. Looks like she's leading the field though, ahead of Stella, Alice and Heidi on her shoulders. As I was saying, she medalled in the Youth Olympics over the summer in the 200 fly. Let's see what she can do short course in the 100 fly. Still leading the way, last 10 meters into the wall. Currently ahead of Stella, and it looks like she's going to win this race. Just in the time of 1:03.43, 1:04.33, and 1:04.91. Coco Groxford, Stella, and Heidi are your 1, 2, and 3.
So the results for event 303, 15-year-old boys 200-meter freestyle. First place, Tom Jeffords, Ren 96, Jack Trainer second, Hamilton Baston third, Aidan McCavish Bowness, as the results are confirmed for heat 3 of event 306. And we move on to event 307, some of the faster swimming here with a 50-meter freestyle. This is heat 1 of 9, lane 3, Jack Shaw, 4, Keir Flaherty, 5, Bjorn Ayen, and 6, Malcolm Ormrod. And at the turn there, it is Malcolm Ormrod, the 15-year-old from Lanark, leading the field ahead of Keir Flaherty. Battle here, but it will be Malcolm Ormrod that takes this. 28.64. Keir Flaherty second, 29.31, and third Jack Shaw, 30.88. So event 303, 16-year-old boys. First place, Finlay Sang, City of Glasgow. Second, Rory Calvert, Grangemouth. Third, Ben King, Mulgine Bearsden. 17 and over. Just wait for that as the results are confirmed there for heat 1 of event 307.
And moving into heat 2 of the 53, Ewan Baxter in lane 0, Aidan Nixon in lane 1, Carol Mackay in lane 2, Luca Chisholm in lane 3, empty lane in lane 4, Luke Byron in lane 5, lane 6, Kieran Brown, lane 7, Lucas Craw, lane 8, Jacob Taylor, and lane 9, Keir Copeland. And as they're coming down into the last couple of meters, it looks like lane 6, the swimmer from City of Glasgow, Kieran Brown, just moving ahead of the field here. And in the time of 28.12, first place Kieran Brown, second place Lucas Craw, and in third Keir Copeland.
And heat 3, lane 0, Ewan Green, 1, Pak Hai Lung, 2, Jack Trainer, 3, Jamie Gilchrist, 4, Cameron Deacher, 5, Finlay Byrne, 6, Cameron Hamill, 7, Matthew Campbell, 8, Luke Devlin, 9, Samuel Beetham. And after the turn there, pretty hard to see who has the advantage. Possibly was the Hamilton Bath swimmer, but coming through strongly now is Cameron Hamill. 27.43 for Cameron, Finlay Byrne second, and Jamie Gilchrist in third. Board clears to confirm those results.
Here we move on to heat 4. Isaac Millmans in lane 0, Gavin Roberts in lane 1, Ross Carswell in lane 2, Aaron Steele in lane 3, Dylan McShane in lane 4. Empty Lane in lane 5, Seamus Barbary in lane 6, Fraser McIntosh in lane 7, Aklavia Singh in lane 8, and lane 9, Daniel Lawless. And it looks like at the top of the field here in lane 1, I think it is, the swimmer from the City of Glasgow, Gavin Roberts. But it's a very close field, maybe just lane 4, Dylan McShane. And it is just Isaac Muleman's coming in at the top there. And in second place, Dylan McShane. Just getting out touched by Isaac up in lane 0.
And this is Heat 5, Lane 0, Jude Mowry. 1, Rory Hall. 2, Alex Cumming. 3, Adam Money. 4, Ruben Pearson. No swimmer, Lane 5. 6, Craig Shaw. 7, Keir Campbell. 8, Aidan McCavish. 9, Daniel Convery. And it is the centre of the pool. Ruben Pearson, Lane 4, who's going to lead the field home. Who's going to take second, though? In behind Ruben. Ruben finishing at a time of 26:35. Second place goes to lane 9, Daniel Convery, and third, Craig Shaw. As the board clears to confirm those results.
And heat 6 of 9 in lane 0, Noor Ahmed from N96. Lane 1, Ross McGee. Lane 2, Adam Hill. Lane 3, Callum Trainer. Lane 4, Alfie Churches. Lane 5, Gregor Skinner. Lane 6, Thomas Ingalls. Lane 7, Rory McCallum. Lane 8, Fraser Cower. And lane 9, Finlay Cunningham. And it looks like at the top of the pool, Noor Ahmed, a teammate of mine from N96. I do not see the boy train, but boy, can he do a 50. Maybe just in lane 7 though, but Noor, 26:26 from Noor, but in first place it was Gregor Skinner, 26:22. There was nothing in it, 4/100 separating them, and Callum Trainer in third, 26:28. There was a very, very tight field there.
And Heat 7, Lane 0, Ethan Stewart. 1, Jimmy Lynn. 2, Roger Scringelis. 3, Caden McLaughlin. 4, Cameron Queenie. 5, Alex Tinch. 6, Lewis Husson. 7, Rory Calvert. 8, Cole Morrison. 9, Blair McKean. And after the turn, Lane 0, Ethan Stewart. Coming through, Roger Scringelis in lane 2. Who's going to get the touch here? That's what that was all about there. 25:39 for Roger Scringelis in lane 2, ahead of Cameron Creaney. 25:48, Caden McLaughlin in third, 25:63.
Lane 0, Marcus Blake. Lane 1, Ben King. Lane 2, Cameron Gill. Lane 3, Robson Miles. Lane 4, Lucas Brown. Lane 5, Logan Ward. Lane 6, Lewis McKean. Lane 7, Callum MacArthur. Lane 8, Dominic McCarthy. And then lane 9, John McKay. Callum MacArthur down at Counties from me as well, but it looks like in the middle of the pool, Lucas Brown pulling ahead. Ben King with a good 50 as well at the top there. And it's a sub 25 for Lucas Brown and Ben King. Those are fantastic swimmers there. Andrew Arthur in lane 0, Finlay Strachan in lane 1, Adam Ritchie in lane 2, Brogan Hyde in lane 3, Zach Speakman in lane 4, Jamie Robertson in lane 5, Gregor Swinney in lane 6, Finlay Sang in lane 7, Swiley Talib in lane 8, and Chris Muir in lane 9. And this is going to be a really fast heat here. We already know Finlay Sang won the 200 free for the 16-year-olds, but the boys from the Stirling University looking like Brogan Hyde at the top there. There's going to be a lot of sub-25s. Yes, there is. First place, 23.27 from Brogan. 23.48 from Jamie Robertson and Gregor Swinney in the time of 23.49. But Finlay Sang was the youngest in that heat there with a 24.11, which puts him the fastest time for a 16-year-old in the country for this year so far.
So finish the results for event 303, the boys 17 and over 200 metre freestyle. First place, Rory McKinnon, City of Glasgow. Second, Peter Allen, Stirling University. Third, Henry Baker, Stirling University. Event 304, girls 15-year-old 200 metre freestyle. First place, Sophie Allison, Western Bartonshire. Second, Kaylin Chan, Ren 96. Third, Addison Cole, Hamilton Bath. And this is event 308, the first heat of 9. The girls 15 and over 50 metre freestyle. Heat 1, lane 3, Emma Imrie, South Ayrshire. 2, Orla Reid, West Dunbartonshire. 3, Isla Mackenzie, Falkirk Otter. 4, Keris McCrindle, South Ayrshire. And it's the West Dunbartonshire swimmer Orla Reid, first at the turn there. Ahead of Isla Mackenzie. Looks like Orla will keep off the challenge from Isla and finish first. She does indeed in a time of 31.54, beating her entry time, 31.203 for Isla. Emma Imrie comes in to finish 35.15 as Keris McCrindle finishes there 42.82. And that's the results confirmed for Heat 1.
And for lane 0, we have Imogen Weir, MT in lane 1, Blair Duncan in lane 2, Zara Dunn in lane 3, Amy McGregor in lane 4, Roisin McLaughlin in lane 5, lane 6, Leah Bullock, lane 7, Katie Watson, and lane 8, Chloe Pringle, and lane 9, Sarah Dryden. It looks like the lane 1 swimmer, Blair Duncan, a friend of mine, coming into the wall just ahead of the field here. Maybe just pushing ahead here, 30.57 ahead of her own entry time there. That's a good PB for Blair Duncan. And in second place, it was Zara Dunn and Leah Bullock in third.
Heat 3, lane 0, Gracie Goodall. 1, Innes Scott. 2, Hannah Anderson. 3, Hannah Miller. 4, Lucy Robinson. 5, Rachel McGavin. 6, Emma Barrowman. 7, Kezia McCappin. 8, Megan McDonald. 9, Ailey MacArthur. And at the turn, it is Gracie Goodall in lane 0, leading the field. She's being challenged by the Hamilton Bath swimmer in lane 5, however, Rachel McGavin. And it's Rachel that takes that in a time of 30.21. Megan McDonald second, 30.42. And third place goes to Ailey MacArthur, 30.67, as the results are confirmed.
Scarlett Wilson in lane 0, Caitlin McCarthy in lane 1, Cassie Wiper in lane 2, Victoria Weir in lane 3, Rebecca Strachan in lane 4, Alex Douglas in lane 5, empty lane in lane 6, Leah Rafferty in lane 7, Olivia Broom in lane 8, and in lane 9, Ayla Cochran. And it's pretty even across the field so far. It's hard to tell who it is. It looks like the top 4 girls, lane 0, 1, 2, and 3, pushing each other. Maybe just in lane 9 though, Ayla Cochran pushing herself to win that heat in a sub 30 time, 29:48, ahead of her own entry time. In second place, Cassie Weipert, and in third, Scarlett Wilson.
And heat 5, lane 0, Amy McAlonan, 1, Elena Sands, 2, Sophia McGinley, 3, Amy Watson, 4, Thea Glenn, 5, Lucy McLeod, 6, Evelyn Coyle, 7, Erin Collins, 8, Millie Barton, 9, Kerry Sinnott, empty lane 0. And after the turn, it's lane 2, Sophia McGinley leading the field. Battle for second place, but I think the advantage might be with the City of Glasgow swimmer, lane 4. No, in fact, lane 5, Lucy McLeod. Sophia McGinley, I beg your pardon, got that 29:25. It was City of Glasgow's Thea Glenn in second and Lucy McLeod in third, 30:02 and 30:22 respectively.
And in lane 1 we have Addison Cole, lane 2 Hannah Lindsay, lane 3 Caitlin Hamilton, lane 4 Katie Caldwell, lane 5 Victoria Grabowska, lane 6 Joanne Calder, lane 7 Abby Brandstaple, lane 8 Alana Wilson, and in lane 9 Ailey McNair. And it looks like in the middle of the field, or maybe just lane 1, Addison Cole pushing ahead here, but it's hard to tell. Joanne Calder maybe just pulling ahead. Nope, Katie Caldwell, 29:01 for first place. Victoria Grabowska for second place. And for third place, it was Ailey McNair from Mulgine in 29:56.
And heat 7, lane 0, Rebecca Cole, 1, Iona Henderson, 2, Erin Ferris, 3, Emma Miller, 4, Isabel Kendall, 5, Kirsty Gilmore, 6, Sarah Stewart, 7, Rose McDermott, 8, Ava Gallagher, and 9, Kaylin Chan. And after the turn, it is lane 1, Iona Henderson, who has the advantage. But let's watch Isabel Kendall in lane 4. As she's beginning to move ahead, she's going to take this with a battle for second place. It goes to Isabella Kendall, followed by Rose McDermott and Sarah Stewart, I think. Yes, indeed, as the results are confirmed there. 28:59, 29:07 and 29:08. Very close for second and third places there. And this is heat 8, the penultimate heat of this event, the final event of the morning. 1, Cara Gumbrell, 0, Cara Gumbrell, 1, Emma McGavin, 2, Anna Chachenko, 3, Caitlin Frame, 4, Anna Lee, 5, Emily Dickens, 6, Ella Stevenson, empty lane 7, 8, Amy McLeod, 9, Isla Dobson, and apologies, it's an empty lane 0. So coming up to the finish here, it's the City of Glasgow swimmer, Ella Stevenson, who takes that in a time of 28:04, followed by Caitlin Frame, 28:84. There's a disqualification, I beg your pardon, in lane 6 for a technical infraction which impacts on the results. So we now have Caitlin Frame first, Isla Dobson second, and Amy McLeod third.
So we have Zoe Crawford in lane 0, Millie MacArthur in lane 1, Caitlin Ebbage in lane 2, Charlotte Hardy in lane 3, Grace Noonan in lane 4, Melissa Turnbull in lane 5, Jade Blake in lane 6, Rebecca Shulman in lane 7, Safrina Mackin in lane 9, and Louise Connell in lane 9. Sorry. Grace and Melissa Turnbull are the fastest in this heat right here. Grace had a fantastic summer meet, won the 150 there, but doesn't finish so well. Caitlin Ebbage with a 27.07 in first. Second place was Melissa Turnbull in 27.12, and Jade Blake in third with a 27.40.
And that concludes the swimming for session 3 today. Thank you very much for those of you joining us on live stream and those of you joining us in the venue. We'll be back on live stream at 11:25 this morning. The warm-up will start for session 4 at 11 a.m. Look forward to seeing everybody then.